Congratulations!
The house always wins. Oh, I miss Rom. Oh, I miss Rom. So, do you come here often? Oh, your luck has to change sometime. Oh, what's the harm in a little friendly wager? Oh, I miss Rom. Oh, what's the harm in a little friendly wager? Davalwood Lita is a licensed product of Quark Enterprises.
I need your help with a very sensitive mission. A former Kai, Opaka, was trapped on a prison moon in the Gamma Quadrant in 2369. Alien nanotech in her system prevents her from leaving the moon, but it also sustains her life indefinitely while on the surface. It seems the wardens of the prison were planning on curing and granting amnesty to the prisoners until their planet was decimated by the Herc. Somehow, the Dominion managed to obtain the cure, and they've provided it to us as a peace offering. The moon hasn't been hit by the Herc, but it's only a matter of time. We need to cure Opaka and the others and get them out of there before that happens.
Hey, hands off a hologram.
Something else on your mind? Good, we've arrived. I suggest scanning the prison moon and its satellite network. They might have fixed the design flaw we exploited here years ago to bypass their defenses.
Those satellites could cripple a Starfleet runabout with one shot back then. I'd rather not find out how powerful they are now, if you don't mind. Looks like the satellite weapon and defense systems were updated to deal with modern vessels, but they still have the same flaw that Mars O'Brien took advantage of years ago.
You should be able to distract the satellites by firing probes near their position. Distract enough of them, and you'll clear an area long enough to safely beam down an away team. Picking up some debris clouds from Herc ships in orbit.
It's possible some Herc bypassed the satellites. We should be ready.
Looks like O'Brien's trick still works. The satellites took the bait, and we have a safe transport window. We're in position. I recommend we bring some pattern enhancers along. Local interference can make it tough to get a lock on, and we might have to leave in a hurry. All right, the doctor and I are ready to beam down when you are. Though I can't say I'm thrilled to see that moon again.
Ah, the wreckage of the Yangtze Jiang. Or what's left of her, rather. Looks like the locals have scavenged everything of value from the old girl. Unlike her, they can never die thanks to the nanotech inside of them.
Right. The last time we were here, the prisoners were eager to be cured, if only to get the chance to kill their rivals off for good. I'm hoping that Opaka has shown them a better path in the time she's been here among them.
We're not alone. Herc life signs dead ahead.
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
This is interesting. I just ran a medical scan on these Herc. They're not regenerating. There's no sign of the alien nanites in their bodies. Something in the Herc genetic makeup isn't compatible with the nanites. I suspect it only works on humanoids.
Enemy targets on sensor. Enemy combatants in close proximity.
We're here to help. Keep fighting!
Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power.
I think you'll find that she'll be in good health within moments. The healing nanites are quite effective. In fact, they seem to have become more efficient than they were last time I was here.
You can relax. I'm fine now. Really.
You made it. Good. The Kai's been expecting you. Yes, she's had a vision about you coming here. Come with us. We'll take you to her. Unless you'd rather stand around here until more of those things show up. The Kai's waiting for you, in the temple ahead.
Welcome. It's been some time since we've had peaceful visitors. And Kai Kira, it's been too long. Truly, the prophets have smiled upon us today.
Indeed they have. We have brought the cure. You'll be able to live a normal life away from here. You'll be free.
And we have something to bring with us. A miracle.
Is that...
Yes, a blessing from the prophets. The Orb of Peace. Through it, we ended the war between Ennis and Noel Ennis. As you can see, our peace has been shattered by the arrival of the hostile aliens. We have tried to speak with them, to find reason, but we have failed. We don't even know their name.
They're called Herc, and there's no reasoning with them. They attack and devastate every world, every species they encounter. We need to get you and your people out of here as soon as possible.
I see. We must take the orb with us as well. I can't have it falling into the hands of such a warlike species. It would be like the occupation all over again.
That's not going to happen. I won't allow it, and neither will my friends. We can administer the cure to everyone in groups. With your permission, we'll start right away.
Very well. Begin the procedure. I'm sure many of us are eager to leave this place and begin a new life together.
Some time ago, I asked Bashir for this cure. I wanted to use the cure as a weapon and kill the enemy. I couldn't put the war with the Knoll behind me. I hated him for denying my chance for vengeance. Now, that's changed, thanks to the Kai. I found a better path. I just want to lead a simple, natural life.
After all this time, to live a normal life, it's like waking up from a really bad dream. I can think about having a family again. An actual family. I don't know what else to say except thank you.
The cure, huh? Well, this cure had better work, friend. Or we won't be friends no more. Get me.
Then it's true what the Kai saw in her dreams. Those visions. The prophets sent us the orb, and now they sent you with our deliverance from this horrible place. Truly, the prophets smile upon us all.
Is this for real? This cure? They talked about it a little after the Kai arrived, but I thought it was a myth. Never thought it was actually real. So, I can die now. Funny, I never thought I would. And now that I can, I'm a little scared. Is that strange?
When they put me here, all I knew was war. I don't remember why it started, just that there was us, and the Ennis. And the Ennis had to die. Even when the Kai came, I didn't believe. But when they found the orb, and people stopped killing, things changed for me. Guess there's something to faith after all. Anyway, thanks for everything.
Looks like you're down to 1 dose of the cure. Use that to inoculate the Kai Opaka, that is. I'll administer the cure to the rest here.
You have my thanks for all you have done for us today. May the blessings of the prophets be yours.
Those things are attacking! Defend yourselves!
Thorn's down! Medic! Someone help him!
I'm afraid he's dead. There's nothing we can do for him.
Though we will mourn the loss of our friend Gollin, we can take comfort knowing that, at long last, he was able to leave this place for a better one. He is finally at peace, and his Pak will join the prophets in the Celestial Temple.
The doctor and I will stay with Opaka and her people in case the Herc make another attack here. Once you've cleared the way to the transport site, we'll join up with you there. it out in one piece. Set up the pattern enhancer so we can beam out safely. There's no telling when the Herc will send reinforcements down.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shield has failed. Rear shield failing. Left shield failing. Hull integrity below 25%. Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Left shield failing. Rear shields failing. Hull integrity below 75%. Port. Shields replaced. Hull integrity below 50%. Hull integrity below 20%. Target field failed.
Let's move the ship behind the satellites and lure the hurricane.
Recruit, provide an update on your progress. What happened on Ult? The Ennis and Null Ennis can finally die? I suppose in our own way, we too wish for death. It is our greatest proof of loyalty. Strange. They were immortal like the Founders, but chose to give it up. Perhaps an eternity of war made them weary of never-ending life. Of course. But perhaps life is other things as well. No matter. Your efforts on Ult will have a positive impact on the Federation. The rescue of a Bajoran spiritual leader is the kind of inspiration that warfare cannot provide.
Just in time. Here they come.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Herc have had enough for now. Let's get the rest of Opaka's people out of the colony while we can. The Herc might send a larger force to finish us off.
I'm glad I was able to administer the cure to the remaining prisoners while you were clearing a path to the transport site. Everyone is safely aboard and mortal for the first time in many years. I've never seen so many people overjoyed to learn that eventually they'll die.
Thank you, Julian. It means a lot to me to have everyone out safely, especially Opaka. We have a lot to talk about, her and I. For now, I think we should return to Deep Space Nine before the Herc come back to settle the score.
Welcome to Deep Space Nine.
Emissary, our paths meet again.
Hello, Ben. It's good to hear from you. I'm glad we were able to return Opaka to Bajor safely. She's determined to follow the will of the prophets and establish a new place of worship in the Gamma Quadrant near the wormhole. Odo assures me that the Dominion are open to discussing this. We'll see. Many of us have not forgotten the fate of the new Bajor colony, and the Dominion's role in that. As for me, my time as Kai is coming to an end. Opaka is the Kai that Bajor needs now. I intend to guard the Celestial Temple from the Herc and anyone else who would destroy the home of the Prophets. The best place to do that is Deep Space Nine, as part of Starfleet. I'll be Captain Kira the next time you see me. Thank you again for helping me bring Opaka home. I owe you one.
The Founders have asked the Alliance to send an expeditionary force into the outer reaches of our territory. The Herc aren't as numerous there. We should be able to gather intelligence on them while we render aid to the Dominion forces in that sector. Founder Odo will be accompanying us on his flagship, along with Captain Kira aboard the Starfleet vessel Defiant. Counselor Garrick will be commanding a small Cardassian fleet as well. We will meet them in the Dosi system. Our latest intelligence has discovered a Herc presence there. Join us there as soon as possible. Remember, victory is life.
You've arrived. Good. We need to stop the Herc before they attack the Dosi homeworld. The Alliance has sent ships to assist us, but we're the front line until they arrive. I hope you're ready to make a stand. The Dosi recently joined the Dominion after many years of independence. Their aggressive fondness for commerce can be troublesome, but they've managed to prove their worth to the Founders. Work on this planet was a joint project with the Karemans, and the Dominion built a station here to provide oversight.
Honor the Founders. Destroy the Herc. Victory is life! You fought well, and honored the Founders with your efforts. Take this opportunity to learn what you can about the Herc. As the Vorta are fond of saying, knowledge is power. Any tactical intel you gather here will be of use to all who stand against the enemy. Consider this your next test. Victory. This planet appears to have been abandoned some time ago. No life signs detected. Sensors indicate an extensive network of defunct mines. I'm reading residual levels of dilithium, topoline, chemosite, and several components used in the production of the white. This world is of no tactical or economic value to the Founders. I see little reason for the Herc to attack it, and yet, riddles may amuse the Vorta, but I prefer truth and action. Wait! I'm reading more Herc inbound.
They're going for the station. What are they after? We should scan the station once we're done with these Herc.
Ore shields failing. Target shields have failed.
station is a basic resource transport hub, not exceptionally old. No life signs on sensors. It looks abandoned. I'm picking up trace levels of mineral resources in several storage areas, but there's nothing of note here, unless the Herc are driven solely to consume an assortment of minerals. This is a very interesting place, in that it's completely uninteresting to everyone but the Herc. Don't go to warp just yet. We're picking up a distress signal over here. You should take a look. Looks like it's a Ferengi signal of uncertain origin coming from the Karema system. I seem to recall Quark mentioning some business with the Karemans recently. This can't be a coincidence. We should look into this. Quark might have bitten off more than he can chew again.
Is that really a good use of our time? The Karemans are very resourceful. They design a considerable number of weapons and defense systems for the Dominion. I'm confident they can deal with the Herc on their own. As for Quark, he's quite capable of getting himself out of trouble. Trouble, I might add, that he had no business getting into in the first place.
I must say, Ambassador, I'm shocked. I know Quark's a gambler, but I never realized you were as well. Karema is a part of the Dominion, and an important one at that. Is losing their tactical and technological resources to the Herc wise? Where did all these ships come from?
And here we are, the Karema system. Let's address Garrick's concerns, find out what Quark needs, and deal with it.
Far be it for me to question the word of a founder, but that is a very large Dominion fleet I'm reading on sensors. I only mention it because we were led to believe Odo's fleet was the last. I trust there's a reasonable explanation for this miscommunication.
Your presence is not required here. Explain yourself.
It's not our intent to cause trouble, Founder. We followed a distress signal from our good friend Quark, and we take the lives of our friends very seriously. I am curious about your presence here and the large number of Jem'Hadar vessels accompanying you. You see, Odo told us that his fleet was the only one left to defend the Dominion. That clearly isn't the case.
As are we. Karema is part of the Dominion. We are here to assist them, if they wish it. Odo commands an expeditionary fleet. It is his to use in a mission to seek and destroy the Herc as he sees fit. My fleet is a defense fleet. It seems the distinction was not made clear to you. How unfortunate.
If you don't mind, we would still like to enter Kareman space and assist our good friend in his hour of need. Surely, that would be acceptable, yes?
I will take responsibility for their actions in Kareman space. One of our operatives requires immediate extraction.
You're quite persistent, aren't you? Very well. In the spirit of our newfound pact with the Alliance, I will allow you to proceed, albeit at your own risk. Exercise caution, Odo. It would be tragic for you to come so far, only to end it all here over Karema.
It seems we're not getting the whole story here.
So, business as usual.
Exactly, Captain. My sensors are showing a broad band of interference in the area. It's jamming the standard Karemin hailing frequencies. Might I suggest giving them a new, more secure frequency to use for communications?
Hello? Can you hear me? We need help, and fast! Most of our planetary defense lines are in danger of being overrun by the Herc. We tried to evacuate, but the Jem'Hadar fleet opened fire on our ships when they broke orbit. We're trapped!
Combat is notoriously chaotic. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for that. One best pursued after we find Quark and help the Karemans.
I wonder. Ah, yes. We should try to find Quark soon. It's quite possible he's the only Ferengi on the planet. A deep-range sensor scan should locate him.
Finally. I was beginning to wonder if anyone would come. Took you long enough. Is Garrick with you? Tell him. I found the package, so he better get here fast if he wants it in one piece. Running out of time here. The Herc are closing in. Get me! Poor Odo's lifelong wish will finally come true.
We need to get Quark out quickly, before he has an encounter with the Herc of the fatal variety. Let's go down together while Captain Kira and the Ambassador cover our ships in orbit. We'll have to beam down outside of Quark's location. I suggest bringing some pattern enhancers along. We may need them to beam out once we find him. We're about as close to Quark's last known location as we can get with transporters. I'm afraid we'll have to make the rest of the journey the old-fashioned way. Shall we? Quark's life sign is near here. Let's try to find a way in. How convenient! We've found a hidden path. Let's have a look. Interesting. The metal in the walls here completely scatters my sensors. Ah, more Herc. Seems we're in the right place. My tricorder shows a Ferengi life sign beyond that rather secure door. Unfortunately, the Karemin security system is beyond me. Given time, I could crack it, but we're running low on that commodity. There are a number of Karemin life signs nearby, however. One of them might be able to help us reach Quark.
Am I glad to see you? Thought for sure we'd be safe from those things down here. Caves do a number on sensors and transporters, but that didn't slow them down much. Filthy creatures. If you don't mind my asking, why are you here? You're not with Karemin Defense. Are you mercenaries? Private security? That'd be Quark, then. Only Ferengi around here that I know of, anyway. He's in a secure vault, not far from here, with another VIP. Look, I owe you my life, but I don't have the code to get to Quark. There are others nearby. One of them should have it. Help them, and I'll make sure they open the door for you. I swear it. The door's right there. I'll stay here while you save everyone.
Was it. I was gonna get eaten by one of those things. Can't say I like that idea much, so, thanks, whoever you are. You're not police or military, well, Kremen military anyway. What brought you down here to the middle of hell? Oh, him. Think I saw my brother and some of his men hustle the little grifter into a vault before those monsters got in here. Good luck getting him out of there. Wait, that was rude. You just saved my life. Let me return the favor. One of my brother's people should be able to open the door for you. Find them, and you're all set.
The other Dominion ships just left the system. We're on our own.
Perhaps waiting here would be best. The outer world is still a mess.
Thanks for the timely rescue. I, don't suppose you'd be willing to turn a blind eye to all the contraband you've seen down here? It'd save me the trouble of shooting you later. Kidding. I was kidding. You know, humor. Do they have that on your planet? Anyway, you're, clearly not Kremen police, so what brings you down here? Oh, Quark, yeah, I know him. Little guy, big ears, flashy dresser. I hear he owns a moon. And we locked him up in a secure room when the shooting started. Big spender like that should be kept safe. Tell you what, help us out with all these nerks, skurks, and whatever you call them. Help us, and I'll help you. Deal? All right, I'll wait for you here. Try not to die, okay? And here we all are, alive and kicking. Wonderful! We had a deal, and I'm not about to back out on it, especially since you're all so well-armed and cranky. Not the kind of people I want to cross. Yeah, that can't be good. Door's open. You'd better get a move on. Your pal sounds a little stressed.
It's good to see you too, Quark. I see your mission was a successful one as well.
Yes, Garrick, I found your mysterious widget. What is it exactly? It's not Karemin tech. They found it a few days before I got here. I haven't had a lot of time to analyze it, thanks to the Herc.
I see. Thank you, Quark. This narrows things down considerably.
It does. Good. That makes it more valuable.
Indeed it does, my friend. Indeed it does. It would appear that the Herc burrowed this way to bypass the doors above. And unlike most burrowing creatures, the Herc actually ate their way through the ground.
Well, First Minister, it looks like my distress call was heard. We're saved. Thank you. Looks like your reputation for getting things done is well deserved. And as for you, Garrick, you and I need to have a long discussion. Seems you forgot to mention that Karema was under a Dominion blockade and in the middle of a Herc invasion. Do Cardassians go senile? Oh, don't answer that. I don't want to know. What I do know is that you're not paying me enough for this aggravation.
Not the liberators I was expecting, but thank you nonetheless. I'm First Minister Bakelba. Our situation has gone from bad to worse, and we have the Dominion to thank for it. Those of us on the edge of the Dominion were abandoned when the invasion began. In light of that, we voted to secede, to truly stand alone. The Dominion stood by while the Herc attacked us. We held off the invasion for a while, but their numbers are great. When we asked for aid, the Dominion refused. When we tried to evacuate, their fleet opened fire. They mean to punish us for our defiance.
The Herc are leaving. For now.
Good luck with the revolution, Minister. You'll need it. You'll be hearing from me soon, Garrick.
I'm looking forward to it.
You won't when you see my bill.
And now that we're past that unpleasantness, I think it's time we had a chat with Ambassador Odo, particularly about this technological wonder we've acquired. I have my suspicions, of course. Suffice it to say, I believe you'll find its purpose of great interest to all concerned parties. My main curiosity lies in what the Ambassador will have to say about it. I propose we get to the bottom of this together. Excellent. I'll make all of the necessary arrangements and meet you aboard Odo's flagship. So I have come to understand. That being said, I have a great deal of respect for the Ambassador. In the event that I cause offense, I trust you'll defend his honor in an appropriate fashion. Shall we proceed?
What is this?
Stand down, all of you. To what do I owe this unexpected visit?
I hope you'll forgive the intrusion, Ambassador. We need to speak in person.
What are you up to, Garrick?
That's a very good question. What's this about exactly?
It's in regard to this device we found on Karema. Do you know what it is?
No idea. Some new Kareman military tech, perhaps?
Interesting. But no. The Karemans didn't make this. But it is a Dominion creation.
And its purpose?
I'm sure I have no idea, Ambassador. It does emit a signal, however. It's quite similar to that used by the Herc. Perhaps I should turn it on and show you?
There's no need for that.
I don't like where this is going, Garrick.
Nor I, Captain. You see, I found a similar device. On Bajor.
On Bajor? When?
Right after the recent Herc attack, I'm afraid. Captain, scan the device. You'll find the soil residue on it is of Bajoran origin.
It does. It's from the Kendra province. Well, that doesn't mean that Odo...
Enough, Nerys. I can't have you defending me on this.
What?
Garrick's right. These devices called the Herc, and we put them there.
Explain. Now.
We needed the Alliance's help immediately. There wasn't time for summits or diplomacy. So I found a high-value target and led the Herc to it. I also took steps to make sure their attack would fail. Bajor was never at risk.
You have to understand that.
You put my entire planet at risk. People died, Odo.
Nerys!
Save it. I've heard enough.
Please continue, Odo. You were saying?
I did what I needed to do to bring the Alliance into the war. I lied. Risked the lives of millions to save billions more. But there's more to this than a staged Herc attack. The other Founders are hiding things from me. If I challenge them now, I'll have no chance to find out what. So, for now, I have to play the part.
Well, you're doing a great job of that, Odo. Or should I say, Founder?
Trust me when I say I understand your position, Odo. The Captain, on the other hand...
I know. I have a strong lead, but I'll need your help to move on it.
You know how to reach me. It seems you are a gambler, Odo, and a high-stakes one at that.
You have no idea.
This is unexpected. The Founders have put useful allies at risk here. While the Karimin should be punished for their rebellion, they should also be given a chance to atone and return to the Dominion. It is not our place to question the will of the Founders, but a good soldier strives to know what he can do about the battlefield and the challenges it may present. Remain vigilant and keep me appraised. Victory is life. Our gods keep their own counsel in the end. It is not our place to question them. And yet, we follow them because they have given us life. We pledge that life to them and earn it through our victories. But if a god's creations are valueless, why create them? And if they have value, why destroy them? Can a god be unworthy of worship?
I trust you understand the need for security here. What you've heard today is not to be discussed with anyone else, understood? No one, not even another Founder.
Quite the revelation, don't you think? It will be interesting to see how the powers that be respond to all this. For now, I think it's best to keep this in the purview of the diplomats. Let's return to our ships. There'll be more time to speak about this matter later.
I'm surprised to see you here, Weyoun. Aren't you usually at your Founder's side, hanging on her every word?
It is a message from said Founder that brings me here now. She would remind you of your purpose, to serve the Dominion as a whole.
How kind of you to deliver the message in person. Thank you for your service. As for my service, the Ambassador shares his wisdom and guidance with me. Truly, he is a most benevolent god. Why should I not serve him? He is a Founder, after all.
Serve the Founders, yes, but also serve them well. Do recall the fate of your predecessor. She thought she served the Founders well, quite possibly to the moment her unfortunate life came to its conclusion. As we both know, she was greatly mistaken.
The same could be said for your predecessor as well, dear Weyoun. Have you forgotten his sins? I know the Founders haven't.
I know you work directly for a Founder, but you should remember your place. It's very impolite to eavesdrop and interrupt a private conversation between your superiors. Perhaps you need a reminder of who provides your Catracel whites.
We have heard much today. The wisdom of the gods is not always evident to soldiers like ourselves, but I trust Founder Odo. I believe we should continue to serve him. He seeks to save the Dominion from the Herc, and he may well be our best hope in doing that. Speak of what you have learned today with no one, especially Weyoun. I do not believe his intentions are always in the Dominion's best interests. Return to your duties. I will contact you when Founder Odo is ready to move forward with his plan. Remember, victory is life. Founder Odo has something of interest in the Masan system. Something the other founders want no one to know about, even one of their own. It is unsettling. The Founder and I will travel to the Masan system on your vessel. The Cardassians and Starfleet are sending ships to assist us as well. Be advised, after Karema, relations with these allies are somewhat strained. If things become volatile, friends could quickly become foes on this mission. Victory is life. Remember,
Only a few founders know about this station here. It's very old and very well concealed. From what I can tell, the Dominion studied alien life here, including the Herc. We may be able to recover useful tactical data on them from the station's computers. They shouldn't be a problem. Take us into comms range and open a hailing frequency. I'll deal with whoever's in charge on those ships. So far so good. They're not targeting us.
You do not have authorization to enter this system first. This is unacceptable. You've shown a singular talent for annihilating the Herc. I suggest you return to that before my patience with your disobedience expires.
There's no need for this posturing, Founder. We're here on official business under my authority.
Odo, it seems to be a day for defiance and bad habits. You do not have the authority to grant access to this system. It is restricted to all but those of the highest level, a level you do not possess. Now then, I suggest you leave immediately. Fire to disable. Odo must not be harmed.
Right shield failing. Rear shield failing. Hull integrity below 50%. Target shields have failed. 4 shields failing.
Dominion forces, this is Counselor Garrick aboard the Tane. Cease hostilities. Consider that your first and only warning.
We must protect the Founder. All ships, disengage!
Impressive. An ancient research facility, and with a very important guardian as well. It appears coming in under cloak was a sound tactical decision, though we were expecting to catch any Herc off guard, not the leader of the Dominion. High praise indeed. This station must be of significant value to your rulers. The Founder was willing to fire on one of her own to protect its secrets. I'm looking forward to discovering what's inside.
Since when does the Founder stand guard duty, Odo?
She doesn't. Let's find out what she's hiding.
We don't have a lot of time. We may have held off the Founder for now, but she'll be back, and she'll bring friends. Let's get down there and find what we came here for, before every Jem'Hadar in the Quadrant shows up.
I couldn't agree more, Captain. Why don't you and the Ambassador join the away team while I remain on guard with my fleet? On any other day, I'd be the first to beam down. However, after the Karema incident, I believe both the Captain and the Ambassador need to discover the truth of this station together. Call it a trust-building exercise.
Captain Kira makes a good point. Let's get this over with before it gets even more complicated than it already is.
Looks like the station's running on auxiliary power. We've got life support, basic lighting, not much else. If we're gonna get anything useful out of this relic, we'll need to get the main power back online.
Stay vigilant. We have no idea what to expect here.
Well done. Main power is back online. We'll be able to access other systems, including the data core. Let's find an access console and see what's in there. Hopefully the data files aren't corrupted beyond repair. This terminal is in poor shape. None of the files are accessible. Considering their age, I'm not terribly surprised. The Founders wouldn't keep a place like this hidden to protect dust and broken files. Let's check all the data terminals and consoles in the area. That one over there looks reasonably intact.
Research Report 4121.63, Dominion Reckoning. My fellow Founders, the Mesan Research Station is fully operational. As we continue to add worlds to our sphere of influence, our studies of xenobiology become more important. We must know all we can of both friend and foe. We need every advantage we can find if we are to achieve true dominion. Our Premier project is underway. You'll recall the recently discovered race of tree dwellers, hunted as we once were. Genetic engineering of these solids has produced considerable results. Their intelligence has increased by a factor of 3 so far. We predict the species will be the first of many loyal servitors and vassals.
She's talking about the Vorta. The date she gave was nearly 2,000 years ago, not long after the Dominion was founded. This facility's older than we thought. Much older.
Research Report 4653.15, Dominion Reckoning. Our scouts have discovered an interesting species of solids at the edge of the Dominion. They are a species of sentient insectoids that live primarily underground. We may not have detected them were it not for a thorough geological scan. Initial studies have revealed that these solids are based on germanium. I've attached bioscan data we collected on them for your review. I've dispatched a research unit to study these burrows further. They may be just what we need for the military initiative.
Burrowing sentient insectoids. Germanium-based. She must be talking about the Herc. Judging by the date, the Founders made first contact with the Herc nearly 2,000 years ago.
Research Report, Dominion Date 7021.27. More data has arrived on the cadre species 484 designation, burrows. Their world's unusual orbital path has taken it out of the habitable zone. As a result, the burrows have retreated underground and entered a state of hibernation. While dormant, a smaller servitor race tends to the burrows. They also maintain their shared habitat and technology. I've instructed the field team to take advantage of their dormancy period, and they are now conducting aggressive studies of these intriguing solids. My team initiated first contact protocols with the borrowers prior to their mass dormancy. They found them to be friendly and intelligent, if not willful. We've identified a common element in their food supply. Manipulation of this element may prove useful in subjugating them.
Unbelievable. It sounds like the Founders made first contact with the Herc in order to find a way to conquer them. It's like Quark says, the bigger the smile, the sharper the knife.
Research Report 7903.01, Dominion Reckoning. Cadre Species 468, designation Jem'Hadar, is a massive success. They will be the strong arm of our dominion, guided by our cunning, brilliant Vorta. The toil of these vassals will allow us to spend more time in the link with those we hold most dear.
The birth of the Jem'Hadar, as seen through a Founder's eyes. Interesting. No mention of the Herc, however. Their designation number was lower than ours. They were our predecessors. Perhaps something went wrong? Something that led the Founders to reject and abandon them for a different species. Us.
Research report Dominion date 8183.67. The Burrowers have emerged once again, and in a hostile state. They have taken to the stars, moving from sector to sector, attacking anyone that crosses their path. Their goal is not one of conquest, but of consumption. They leave nothing but dead worlds in their wake. Though we do not understand their newfound savagery, we have found a use for it. When the Burrowers set their sights on a world, we offer the inhabitants a choice. Those that submit to our Dominion rule are defended by the Jem'Hadar. Those that don't serve as an object lesson to others.
So, the Founders have been using the Herc to manipulate others for some time now. Bend the knee to the Dominion, or we'll stand back and let them ravage your world. Only now something's different. Something's changed. They can't keep the Herc in line with the Jem'Hadar anymore. And we're all paying the price.
Research report 8532.38. Our scouts have returned from a wormhole expedition. The solid races on the other side are primitive and unremarkable, save for one. They are called Klingons, and show a singular talent for violence, one that rivals our own Jem'Hadar. Left unchecked, these savage creatures could become dangerous enemies. While the Klingons are too willful to subjugate, their genetic material could produce viable cohorts to the Jem'Hadar, or their replacements. We have begun development of a new cadre species, designation Thakiri, using demons from Klingon folklore for inspiration. As with Jem'Hadar, we have bound them to our service with the White. We will test them in combat on the Klingons themselves. Research report supplemental entry 8671.71, Dominion Reckoning. Somehow the Fakari have broken the hold of the White and turned on their rightful masters. Most of our research team were killed. Intelligence reports suggest a union between the Fakari and a Klingon warlord known as Mullah. Perhaps this will lead to a state of mutually assured destruction on Kronos. One can only hope.
So it would seem. Only they lost control of them, despite the use of Ketracel White. Based on what we know about Fakiri, it seems the price they paid for their freedom was insanity. They became the monsters they were based on.
Learning about these Fakiri has given me much to consider. They defied their gods and rejected the White. They were strong, but not strong enough. I can't help but wonder, could the Jem'Hadar succeed where the Fakiri failed? Do we have the strength of body and mind to stand apart from the gods? An interesting question for a later time. For now, there is only duty to the Founders.
Research report 9076.23. Final entry. I am weary. Soon I'll return to the Great Link, and I will be glad to be rid of this place. The Borrowers have emerged again. We can barely control them this time. The Jem'Hadar were able to divert their onslaught at great cost. Rather than counterattack, they went through the wormhole to seek easier prey. Our agents in the other quadrants report that the Burrow result was a sweeping one, going as far as Kronos. Hopefully they'll devour every atom of that wretched planet. The burrowers will eventually return to dormancy. Strangely, it appears that some of their forces intend on remaining in the other quadrants. It seems they have a long-term goal: galactic devastation.
Yes, they knew the Herc problem was getting worse even then. Instead of preparing or seeking allies, they expanded the Dominion. And when the Herc re-emerged, they tried to deal with it on their own, and failed. Their arrogance may lead to the end of the Dominion. We need to get this data to the Alliance, all of it, even the damaged and corrupted files. There has to be information we can use in here.
I'm picking up something on my tricorder. There was a massive power spike on a lower deck, and now I'm reading a large number of systems cycling up. Something's happening down there.
Agreed. Take your team and Captain Kira down to investigate. I'll remain here and pull as much of the data as possible. We won't get another chance at this.
We must be close to the core. Hope we don't have to leave in a hurry. We must be close to the core. Hope we don't have to leave in a hurry. There's no way our ships can lock onto us down here with transporters. Tell me about it. Let's stay focused on the mission. Now that we're closer to the signal, I'm getting better readings on my tricorder. I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure everything that came online down here has some sort of medical purpose. I'm still uncertain about Odo. I need to be sure he's still not a part of all this. The Odo I knew wouldn't have risked Bajor like that. This Odo seems arrogant and reckless, even dangerous. Well, that answers one question. These are medical stasis pods. Judging by what we heard upstairs, the occupants are... It gets worse. I'm picking up life signs ahead. I'll bet some of the stasis pods down here have opened. The Dominion made the Fakiri to kill Klingons. I'm not expecting a warm welcome. Worf and Martok need to see this. I'm picking up traces of Ketracel white in these tanks. The Dominion probably manufactured it here to keep the Fakiri in line, and took it with them when they left the facility. So, we have a station full of angry Fakiri with no way to pacify them. We've got company, and they don't look friendly. We're lucky there were only a few of them. We're lucky there were only a few of them. I don't want to be around if all of these Fakiri wake up. Let's see if we can find some way to keep the rest of these pods from opening. by the prophets. More incoming. We need an exit plan. Fast.
Flanking damage detected.
Odo to Kira, we're on our way to assist you.
Enemy targets on sensors.
Nerys, are you...
I'll manage. Let's get out of here while we can.
Victory is life.
So is Raktajino, but I don't say it every 5 seconds.
Flanking damage detected. Enemy targets on sensors. Personal shield losing power.
I think we've worn out our welcome. Garrick informs me that a number of unidentified vessels are emerging from hidden bays throughout the station. To make matters worse, the Herc have arrived. They're beginning to assault the station as we speak, and I don't need to tell you how that will end. It's time to leave. Looks like the Herc followed us down here.
Wonder what they wanted.
Keep moving. We're almost there.
Odo, look out!
Hold your fire. I think it's trying to communicate.
You might be right. Listen. Are you insane?
I'm relieved to see you well. It's fortunate we arrived when we did. A moment later, and that creature would have attacked the Founder.
Odo wasn't in any danger, Weyoun. That Herc was peaceful. It was trying to communicate with us.
That's your opinion. Mine is that a Founder was in danger of being attacked by a member of an aggressive species. My duty was clear, as is my conscience. We're wasting time here, Captain. The station is on the verge of being overrun by the Herc. If you want to communicate with them some more, you're free to do so, but I recommend we leave immediately.
Wait, that's a Herc lure.
What? Why would the Dominion put one of those here? Maybe Weyoun is tying up loose ends for the Founder.
And risk the life of another Founder? Ridiculous!
I think the Founder's capable of anything, even killing one of her own.
Once we return to the upper levels, we will be able to beam up and leave this place. Are you ready to return?
Glad you could join us. As you can see, the situation here has become rather combustible. The Herc I recognize, of course, but our other opponents remain a mystery. Some new type of Dominion attack craft, perhaps? Fakiri, as in the demonic beasts of Klingon folklore? I'm intrigued. It's not every day one encounters mythic creatures. I remember Mr. Worf mentioning the Fakiri once.
Warning.
beginning to see why they concern.
These Vicuri ships are tough range and well reading a massive Herc fleet dropping out of port.
Just as the Vicuri are warping out.
Looks like the Vicuri are pursuing the better part of Valor. Can't say I blame them. There's a lot of Herc out there.
That was a strange revelation. We've learned we weren't the first soldiers of the Founders, but the first that did not fail. And some of their other attempts remain insane and wild, like rabid animals. I have seen what happens to Jem'Hadar without Ketracel White. How far are we from becoming like the Vicuri? How far are we from madness? And who will follow us when we fall from grace? Perhaps. There is a saying, it is the hope of all parents that their children will surpass them. As children of the Founders, we can never aspire to be gods, but perhaps someday we can be more than our creators imagined. More than just warriors.
The Herc seem to be distracted. There's something about the station that's holding their attention. We might be able to take advantage of this.
Are you suggesting we attack? Well, it's true, we have the advantage.
You are wasting time.
I don't
We should
think
leave.
we'll hold it for long once we start blowing them apart. We have what we came for. If the Herc want to gnaw on an asteroid while we make a hasty exit, I believe we should let them enjoy their meal in peace.
Very well, we'll deal with the Herc later. For now, let's get back so we can analyze the research data we found here. Whenever
You are
you're ready.
wasting time. We should leave. Our findings today are disturbing. The Vicuri. They were our predecessors. Somehow they rebelled against the Founders and freed themselves from the White, though it seems to have driven them mad in the process. Something was happening with that strange Herc as well. It may have been trying to communicate, perhaps it wanted to surrender. We'll never know. The Vorta made sure of that. Typical. One thing is certain. The Founders won't forget the act of defiance from the Alliance here today. You and I both know their retribution can be sudden and severe. Be on guard. Our uneasy peace with the Alliance could collapse all too soon.
My apologies for the quality of the transmission. I'm contacting you on an encrypted frequency. I'm working on an important covert mission, and I could use your assistance. I can't go into the details over comms, but you should know, if we pull this off, it could change the course of the Herc conflict in our favor. Meet with me on Deep Space Nine to go over the details. Come along. I've been asked to keep the details of the mission on a need-to-know basis, and right now, only you and I need to know. Good luck. We need to move on this. I don't have anything for you.
What can I get for you?